Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, back with another black and white Pokemon upgrade. Today, we're going to be discussing some upgrades that Fearow gets this generation, so let's get started. So first off, Fearow, as we all know, is a normal flying type Pokemon introduced into Gen 1 that we all know and love. Well, previously it only had the ability Keen Eye, which is kind of useless in singles, kind of, in my opinion, because there really aren't a lot of Pokemon that abuse accuracy drops, so since Keen Eye prevents it, it really didn't have that great of a use. But in the Dream World, it does have the Sniper ability, which is a really cool ability that increases the amount of damage you get from a critical hit. So this basically allows Fearow to do a lot of damage if you ever land a critical hit with it, and it also gets a nice move this generation to work in combination with the Sniper ability, because the move it gets has an increased chance of critical hit, so when you do land that critical hit, it'll do a ridiculous amount of damage. Now looking at its stats though, it has 90 physical attack and 100 speed to use with its new ability, but basically it was never really that powerful of a Pokemon because 90 isn't the most amazing attack stat and 100 isn't the most amazing speed stat. But this generation, it gets a lot of good moves to use with the stats and allow it to actually do some more damage than it was previously able to. And since Fearow has always been one of the Pokemon I used when I played in any of the original Kanto games, I just wanted to make this video to show you guys some pretty cool upgrades that it gets. So with that, let's take a look at the moveset I have for this video. So first off, we're going to be giving Fearow a Jolly Nature to increase its speed and lower its physical attack, and then we're going to be using the ability Sniper, since that is a new ability it gets in the Dream World that can definitely allow Fearow to do a lot of damage with moves that can critical hit, or just any critical hit in general. As to the EVs though, it's a pretty basic EV spread, nothing special, for 8 HP, 252 attack, and 252 speed to give you your highest attack possible with the Jolly Nature, and your max speed possible. As for the item though, we're either going to be making use of a Power Herb as a way to use a charged up move on the first turn we use it, or a Scope Lens as a way to increase your critical hit ratio, thus allowing Sniper to activate more often and allowing you to do more damage with your critical hits because of the ability. As for the moveset though, the first one we're going to be using is a nice boost that Fearow gets, which is in Cheer Up, which is a move that increases your physical attack and special attack by 1 stage. Now previously, Fearow had no way of increasing its 90 base physical attack, so Cheer Up is a great addition to its move pool, allowing it to increase its physical attack and thus allow it to do more damage than it was previously able to do. Now with that, we're going to give it Drill Peck, which is pretty much what I considered Fearow's signature move, because that was pretty much why I would always pick it as one of the Pokemon in my party, because I learned Drill Peck and I didn't want to use Fly. But that's a great stab flying type move that it can make use of. But with that, we're also going to be making use of a new move known as Drill Liner, which is a ground type move that has an increased chance of critical hit. And that is why I think that it is a great move to use with Fearow, because of the fact that increased critical hit chances means that Sniper can activate and thus allow you to do more damage with your physical moves. But it's really weird that, a flying type Pokemon, a normal flying type Pokemon, can learn a powerful ground type move that is pretty much Doriyuzu's signature, in my opinion. But basically, it's a great addition to Fearow's type coverage, because of the fact that, flying type moves can't hit or hurt electric, steel, and rock type moves, whereas Drill Liner is super effective against all those kinds of Pokemon. And I know I just said moves and I meant Pokemon. But Drill Liner is super effective against all those types that Drill Peck is not very effective against. So it allows you to have some really great type coverage with this move. Also though, we could make use of Sky Attack as a way to use in combination with Power Herb as like a one-shot deal to do a lot of damage, and also a 30% chance to flinch. So that's great on Fearow as well. But you could also use U-Turn as your other move to, switch out of battle if you don't like the Pokemon you're up against, or Scout for your opponent's team if they're trying to switch or something like that. Though you do have to worry if you're using U-Turn, because of the fact that you do take increased damage from Stealth Rocks being a flying type Pokemon, so that is something to look out for. But other than that, this is actually a pretty great move set to use on a Fearow, in my opinion, because you can boost your attack and also do a lot of damage while also having a chance to deal an increased amount of damage with a drill liner, which has a higher critical hit ratio, thus allowing Sniper to do even more damage, or allowing Sniper to allow you to do even more damage. That is it, guys, so take care and goodbye.